Hey everyone, this is Wet Slicks. We're back on TT Isle of Man Riding the Edge 3 for another career mode video. Today it's qualifying for our next race, and we're going to be doing the Southeast Course, Section 1, in the rain, which should be quite interesting. I think this is going to be quite difficult, especially having gone recently onto realistic physics settings instead of intermediate. So the bike is definitely a little bit harder to ride, harder on the braking, to get the braking right as well. And this course is quite difficult. It's a lot of like really tight hairpin like turns and things like this, and twisty sections where it's very easy to get on the gravel. But we'll give it a go. Kind of just see how we go here. There's no, for me, I feel like there's no pressure necessarily to do this really fast. I just don't want to crash too many times. Running slightly higher traction control settings because it's raining. So I'm running it on 2 instead of 1, which I normally do on the Supersports. Down the hill here, down Bray Hill, so at the start of the TT course, and then it quickly splits off into an unexplored country up into the mountains. Kind of got the line wrong there, maybe a little bit on the curb. Hopefully not going to give us a penalty for that. I'm going to get slowed down here for Quarter Bridge. A few riders behind us as well. We're going to want to watch out for them if they're catching us. I quite like the way that this course splits off from the TT, just here off to the right. Feels like quite a natural point to split off. Have to be quite careful in the rain here because there's a lot of these like big bumps and dips. This is one of them coming up. You get a lot of speed up here, and there's a little jump just over there, so you want to be careful on that. And the bike slowed down with this weird left-hander, kind of off camber, and through here. So looking for this left-hander here. Braking a little bit. Oh, I felt a little bit on the edge, but we're onto this nice straight, which is good. We're getting away from civilization. Watch the wall there. There's like a little pit there for one of the other courses. And then getting the bike slowed down again and taking this corner very seriously indeed. There we go. Through just about okay. I do feel like the AI is maybe catching behind us there. So I don't mind being slow. I just don't want to be crashing too much. Some of these like blind corners are really tricky as well. This one, and a few of those that chucked in there. Very difficult to judge when to brake, when to turn in. And then this is the part that always terrifies me with penalties, because it's so easy. Oh, not getting the grip we wanted there. So easy to get a penalty here going onto the gravel. And of course very easy if you're on the gravel to tip the bike over. We just want to be nice and careful here. Oh my goodness, that was so close. Yeah, a bit of pressure from the AI here coming up behind me. We are not going particularly quickly. Maybe we'll even just try and let them pass if they're going to be really close behind us here, because I just don't want them to take me out. That's one of the issues. Come up through this section here. This is like a bit of a straight, but then it gets super windy. So I tend to slam on the brakes for corners like this one. Try and get the grip that we need to get around there. It's right on the edge. And this is a bit windy here too. So easy to end up on the gravel. Any of these corners. Go past the lake here, which is nice, very picturesque, but we can't really enjoy it right now. I'm actually feeling pretty stressed about this. We got a massive stoppie there. And we've outdistanced that AI rider behind us though. And then this is where it gets so tight and technical. First gear. And we've got all these like switchback hairpin turns. And you just want to keep the bike upright, not lay it down too much, especially in the wet weather conditions here. And this is actually really bumpy, rising up here, coming up into the mountains. traction is struggling there, and there's a corner coming up here that is so difficult to judge. It is coming over up over this lip, this one. That, it looks like nothing where I've done it there. I've backed off quite a bit, but trying to go at speed around there is so tricky. And then this corner, also pretty savage. Trying not to lay the bike down too much, trying to stay upright, trying to not be too slow. It feels very, very slow, all this section here. And there's a really blind corner, a blind rise there. And then there's another really, really blind sort of left-hand corner coming up here. And we're coming up to a very infamous hairpin turn. That corner is really tricky. This is the Innsbruck, I think, hairpin, which does mark that we are, if I can get the bike slowed down, coming up to the last part of this course. The entry isn't so important there. You can be super slow on the entry. You just want to be good on the exit. No, we've lost it. Oh, I was a little bit more relaxed just because I felt like, oh, we're coming up to the end of the section now. We're okay. We were not okay. We crashed the damn thing. That's unfortunate. Oh, we're not quite getting the exit there either, and AI has caught us. We are slowing them down a bit here. This is pretty much the last corner there. Once we're through there, got like a little left-right that we just want to get right, but other than that, that's scot-free. 5 minute 47, I do not think is going to be a particularly good time. Yeah, immediately another rider's gone 3 seconds faster than us. Michael Dunlop's gone slower though. I don't know if he maybe had a crash. We'll wait for some of the other AI times to come in. I think I'm kind of happy to leave it at that, maybe, with just the one crash right at the end there was kind of unfortunate. I don't feel like Alex lost us tons of time though. I think we just were slow, and I don't feel like I'm going to see massive improvement necessarily if I try that again. No guarantee that we're not going to crash at some other point in the lap. I felt like that was about as good as I was going to do. And I have a funny feeling those riders behind us, Jamie Coward, James Hillier, and Michael Dunlop, are probably going to improve. I'm probably going to end up last, but that is the way of it sometimes. For us, yes, we were dead last by a few seconds. I think that crash just kind of cost us in the end. Probably could have improved, but I did have a bit of a look actually for this section, realistic settings in the leaderboards, and I mean the 5 minute 29 is like, that would be one of the absolute top times on the leaderboard. I think even, you know, this third and fourth, that's top 10 kind of times there. 5 minute 33 would probably be in the top 10, I think. So these guys weren't hanging about today. I think even if we got into the 5 minute 30s, yeah, we could have been a little bit higher, but not too bothered about that. The one thing that is quite annoying, that is quite painful, is we only get 5 upgrade points. Thankfully, I had actually completely forgotten that on the last time out, I miscalculated completely how many points we had left. We had 22, in fact, left over instead of what I thought 12. I did some bad maths there. So that leaves us with 27 points that we could perhaps use to upgrade something. Maybe the brakes. The brakes are fully upgraded. Brakes are going to be 26. So that seems like it's quite a good upgrade to get on the bike. That leaves us with 1 point then carried over that we can do something with next time. So we've got some good upgrades on the bike now. But we only have 3 more events before we have to do before we go into the TT. So I'm not completely certain we're going to be upgrading the bike, and it is a very difficult race, the next one. 3 laps in the rain, in the dusk, in the evening, on the Northwest course. That is going to be quite a struggle. I think that is going to be a very, very difficult race. 3 laps to keep it together in the rain around any of the TT courses is going to be pretty hard, even the ones I know quite well. But this one, I wouldn't say I know particularly well. Maybe I'll do some practice runs before we have to attempt that. But yeah, pretty disastrous qualifying today. We'll be starting that race from the back of the grid as well, which isn't helpful. But you win some, you lose some. We did quite well last time winning the race. So anyway, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.